In today's video, we're going to be diving into the upcoming pattern. Once again, we do have a day one moderate risk for severe weather today, so we're going to be on the lookout for widespread severe weather impacting areas across the south central states throughout the day today. We will be talking about all the upcoming severe weather days and events and other storms around the nation. We still have some snowfall, flooding, rainfall, and other general thunderstorms to discuss, as well as the overall temperature pattern, which will be fluctuating at different points over the next 10 to 15 days. So let's just go ahead and dive into things. And as we take a look at later on this afternoon, what we're seeing is a lot of thunderstorms flaring up along this kind of initial cold front that we see underneath this 998. So we see something like this. It's pretty elongated. Might not even be a cold front really, but this is just connected kind of on the tail end of everything here. I'm not seeing much cold air push behind this, so that's why I'm kind of questioning if that's even really a cold front. What we're really going to be on the lookout for, though, is this 994 up here in Kansas. This is by about 9 or 10 p.m. this evening, and we see really a lot of severe thunderstorms prevailing to the east of this low throughout the plains from South Dakota all the way southward through Texas and everywhere in between. We are seeing thunderstorms flare up severe weather in this moderate risk area. Also for the eastern areas, for some of the Gulf states, southeast states, Appalachian states there, we're seeing a lot of thunderstorms in this area, and then showers and snowfall happening across the Cascades and Rocky Mountains. Let's keep going just a couple of hours here, and we see a lot of these thunderstorms become more organized overnight. So this will be kind of an all-the-way overnight thunderstorm threat and severe weather threat, in my opinion. 994 here for Kansas, and we continue to see these all the way into tomorrow, actually, afternoon, Sunday on the 26th. We see this area of thunderstorms here across the Midwest and Ohio Valley, which is going to be important to watch for. Monday here, on the 27th, we see a lot of thunderstorms for the eastern states, 991 right there over the Great Lakes. And we're seeing a continuation of these bad severe thunderstorms. There is an area of slight risk or level 2 severe weather risk for this day on Monday the 27th, which we will be looking at the end of this video, of course. Let's take a look at Tuesday, and this is finally, I would say, the first day where things kind of slow down. 992 here in eastern Canada, causing some showery conditions across the northern plains, upper Midwest, Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, and into the northeast. But other than that, I mean, quite minimal. Maybe some thunderstorms across the plains, maybe across Florida as well. But overall, much quieter than things have been. By Wednesday on May 29th, what we see here is pockets of thunderstorms, one across the south central, one across the Ohio Valley into the mid-Atlantic, and then an area of snow and rainfall showers up there for the northwest. So just some pockets of activity, but nothing too major at that point. By Thursday is our next kind of severe weather threat. I would say we have a low over top, 998, and then a 999 here in eastern Colorado. And we get another just stacked column of thunderstorms all the way from southern Texas to north of North Dakota up there in Canada. So we're seeing all across the plains potential thunderstorms here by this point on Thursday, May 30th. As we take a look at Friday here on May 31st, we see more and more thunderstorms prevailing across the central states here. So really concerning look, and something that we really need to keep an eye on here. By Saturday on the 1st, it continues. So this might be a multi-day threat, 1001, but a clear cold front underneath and a clear warm front look up here to the north. So we're seeing warm air just surging northward up there all the way into Canada. And we do see a dip of cold air coming from Canada as well here behind all of this. And this is going to add a nice little spark, or I guess I should say an unfortunate little spark, that should cause a lot of instability along this line. And potential for severe weather will be sky high because of that on Saturday, June 1st. June 2nd here on Sunday, we have that continued line along that cold front from the Texas coast through a lot of the Gulf states and into the eastern states here as well. And then we get as far as Monday, June 3rd here. And finally, this cold front is going to be near or offshore of the Gulf and East Coast. Still 1002 here over the eastern states, causing some showers to occur for multiple different areas here. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at our extended range here on your European AI model. I just want to see where we have agreement and disagreement. So let's go ahead and go towards the end of that model run. And we do have this kind of stacked look across the plains taking place here near hours 240, which is the end of that previous model run. And beyond that, we get plenty of activity here in the east to start things out. So this is here on June 5th, and we have a lot of this activity just taking place across the deep south central, Midwest, Great Lakes, Ohio Valley, Northeast, Southeast here. All of these eastern regions are seeing potential thunderstorms during this time frame. As we keep going, that activity kind of dies down a little bit, I'm not going to lie, as we approach the 10th of June. We do, however, see a return to a lot of this activity for the western states, so the potential for heavy rainfall and some thunderstorms in areas will be a factor here. Now let's go ahead and take a look here at the total precipitation. And again, that was the AI model, so we don't get that activity here, but there is plenty across the northwest, near an average amount. A little bit less over here of the southwest, which is typical. The plains really seeing an explosion of precipitation and activity in general across this area. And same story actually for the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast, starting from the Great Lakes and Ohio Valley, actually up through the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. Plenty of activity seen here on this particular model run. As we take a look at the total snowfall, we have once again seen this recede. Snowfall is, a couple of inches, dusting to a couple of inches here across the Cascades and Sierra Nevada. Rockies looking like a few inches to perhaps a foot, but we are finally seeing this kind of die down. Temperature pattern, let's go through it. We see a warm up here, thankfully lasting through Labor Day in the east, but starting around Tuesday, Wednesday here, this is Wednesday, we get a big time cool down in the east. That lasts quite a while until at least, this is next Wednesday, Thursday, Friday time frame, so midweek next week we get warm air to return. But look at that. By that next weekend, this is June 9th, we get another cool down wanting to start up for the eastern states, unfortunately, with the warm air just really wanting to stick around the west. So we'll see what happens, but this is definitely looking like we're sticking in this kind of not so hot pattern yet. We're struggling to get into that hot summertime heat, so definitely not there yet. Probably going to get there, obviously, at some point, but definitely it's been a challenge, and it looks like it's going to be later than normal this year. Storm Prediction Center for day one, as I mentioned, there is a moderate risk today, so let's just go through them. If you're in the lighter green areas, you have a general thunderstorm risk. That means no severe weather is expected, but anything is possible, so be sure to heed every watch, warning, and advisory. There is 3 marginal risk areas, one for the interior eastern states, including some of the Mid-Atlantic and Ohio Valley there, one for southeastern Florida, and then one there across a lot of the plains extending into the southeast. Those are the areas where we have a level 1 marginal risk, where we expect isolated severe weather to occur. We have 2 slight risks today, one in between Alabama and Georgia, and then one there for the plains and Midwest. That is our level 2 slight risk area where we expect scattered about severe weather reports to come in. Your level 3 enhanced risk is seen there in the orange, extending from Texas up through Oklahoma, Kansas, and Missouri. That is where we expect a little bit more widespread severe weather to begin to occur. And then your level 4 moderate risk is seen there in that red for Oklahoma, Kansas, and Missouri, where unfortunately we do expect very severe storms to take place in there in a widespread fashion. So it's going to be a very active day for you folks up there. For day 2, things just kind of expand towards the northeast here. On Sunday, May 26th, day 2, we have 2 general thunderstorm risk areas in the lighter greens, 1 marginal risk, 1 slight risk, and again an enhanced risk, this time around the Midwest and Ohio Valley. So again, another day of widespread severe weather. And then finally for day 3 on Monday, May 27th, aka Memorial Day, we have 2 general thunderstorm risk areas there in the lighter greens, a marginal risk extending across the Gulf Coast and the southeast coast up into the Ohio Valley, and then a slight risk there for North Carolina, Virginia, up into the Mid-Atlantic, where we do expect scattered about severe weather reports to come in. Now for the day 1 outlooks, here's the hail. They're all within 25 miles of a given location, all these percentages, but the browns are 5%, the yellows are 15%, the reds there are 30%, and then the pinks across Oklahoma and Kansas there is going to be a 45% chance of seeing 1-inch diameter hail within 25 miles of a given location. So yeah, right around a 50-50 shot within 25 miles of your home, if you live there, of seeing 1-inch diameter or larger hail. The black hatched area indicates a 10% chance of within 25 miles of a given location of 2-inch plus diameter hail, so even larger in those areas. The wind threat here as well, again, all within 25 miles of a given location. We have 4 areas of 5% chance there in the browns, 2 areas of 15% chance there in the yellows, and then again another 30% chance area and another 45% chance area there in the pink. With that 10% hatch area again indicating 74 mile per hour plus winds. There's a 10% chance of those happening within 25 miles of a given location there within the hatched area, so very, very significant. And then for tornadoes, also very significant. It's a 2% in the green, 5% in the brown, 10% in the yellow, and 15% in the red, with the hatched area being a 10% chance within 25 miles of a given location of EF2 plus tornadoes. So very large and damaging tornadoes are possible within that hatched area. Certainly looking like a very significant day here. Now let me go ahead and see if we have any extended day outlooks. I didn't check this ahead of time. And we do not. So days 4 through 8, as of now, predictability is too low. That does not mean there won't be any severe weather. That just means they're not indicating any super significant chance as of now, where they don't feel super confident in it yet. I would say about half of our bigger severe weather events are shown on this extended day outlook, and half of them aren't. Half of them just kind of fly under the radar until day 3. So this does not by any means mean that there's going to be no activity. And we're still going to be on very high alert, obviously, as we're approaching only early June, which is still pretty active season for severe weather. So we're definitely going to be watching it closely. Anyway, we do upload every single day, so be sure to subscribe. You can even hit the bell icon for daily notifications when we upload, so you never miss one. Be sure to like the video if you did enjoy it, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video.